Hello and welcome. This is Sahara playing Starfield, and we are down in the substation to talk to Vae Victis. And this is the first time I brought Sarah with me, and she's like, I never knew that this existed. Anyway, you guys are going to have to stay behind.
Authorized personnel only.
Yep.
Your friend has to stay here.
You go on ahead. I'll be fine. Oh, and good luck.
So is Zachary gonna Ezekiel gonna stay here too? Yep, looks like he is. Alright, Vae Victis. You're being accused of a lot of nasty shit here, dude. It's been a while since I've been down here. So shall we talk? Oh, I can't talk. I can't sit and talk to him.
Well, what a pleasant surprise.
Not
when
really.
I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
Can you base me, please? Oh, we did, and a whole lot more. Don't play dumb. We know you were behind the attacks on New Atlantis and Talceti. I don't know. Is there anything you want to tell me about your time in Londinian? Yeah.
I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for?
Yeah, we did, and a whole lot more.
Good news, then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no?
Well, we found a recording of you discussing the use of telemorphs as a weapon. I know you're involved in attacking Talceti and New Atlantis. Please stop. You murdered UC citizens. You're going to pay for it. Now confess. No. We found a recording.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
No more lies. Confess, or I turn over what I found. Sorry, I'm telling the Cabinet what we learned. Consider this your chance to come clean. I've got no plans to tell anyone. I just want to know the truth. So you really don't know anything about the attacks? Is that what you're claiming?
Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we?
So why would you be so concerned? Sorry, I'm telling the Cabinet what we learned. Consider this your chance to come clean.
You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Talceti, New Atlantis, my doing.
And why?
Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon.
But for what reason?
Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Actually, I don't, because you're a madman and a murderer, and you live to so death. To work on something that long, this seems personal. No better way to show the UC what a deadly weapon they have in the Lazarus plant than to use it. Associate, who have you been working with?
All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble?
To work on something that long, this seems personal. No better way to show the UC what a deadly weapon they have in the Lazarus plant than to use it. It's either personal. I don't know if he cares about personal. Does he really? I think it's this, the deadly weapon.
recovered the plant. I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
Which is what I figured you were doing. No secret is so dangerous that you can justify condemning so many lives. You just said it took you years to use the plant outside Ludinian. You killed them for nothing. That information should have been handed over, secured it, to keep it from ever being used. You didn't even trust your own people in the UC?
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere.
True.
I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
See, and I understand what he's talking about. You just said it took you years to use the plant outside Ludinian. You killed them for nothing. And I can see why he was... reluctant to let the UC know because of all the spies back and forth. The UC had spies in the Freestar had spies in the UC. You just said it took you years to use the plant outside Ludinian. You killed them for nothing.
Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero.
Okay.
I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero.
You did use me, you bastard. So you murdered UC citizens because of some slight against your honor? You're sick. Ah, so I'm just your cleanup crew. You must think you're very clever. Why does that name sound familiar? How could you have coordinated all this from in here? And why the hell do you care if the UC wants you as an advisor? Yeah, how could you have coordinated all this from in here?
It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands. All without the UC realizing whom you're actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective.
And why the hell do you care if the UC wants you as an advisor?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
So I was right to a certain degree, but also very wrong. I was right in that he did the bombing to cover up, to hide the fact of the Lazarus plant and the heat leeches and all that, but he still hasn't said who, maybe he doesn't even know, who originally discovered everything. So you murdered UC citizen because of some slight against you? Honor? You're sick. So I'm just your cleanup crew. You must think you're very clever.
Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more.
I don't think so.
It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser.
Yep.
Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
They'd be honoring me for cleaning up your messes. If you're waiting for me to say thank you, you're going to be here a long time. I suppose there have been some benefits to all this. What kind of honors are we talking here? No, Yeah, I'm not saying thank you.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement.
Wow.
All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
You are... I don't know if he was always evil, but he's turned evil. I hope you've enjoyed this talk, because once I tell the Cabinet, it'll probably be your last. You know, I'm not sure what I'm going to tell the Cabinet. Fine, I'll make sure everything is pinned on Olay. You think I'm just going to forget the fact that you killed people to accomplish your good works? What kind of work are we talking about here?
Hunting down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Me, like you did with Orlays. Track them down and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the Cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks.
So I would be working for him. So you think I'm just going to forget the fact that you killed people to accomplish your good works?
And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are
Touché.
no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war or digging a tram tunnel. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. That seems like a fair exchange to me. I only hope you'll see the same and leave my name out of the discussions to come.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not sure what I'm going to tell the Cabinet. I haven't made up my mind.
Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
He's right. He's right in that... But he's so arrogant. Oh my gosh. I don't want to be associated with him. I mean, I was right and I was wrong.
Authorized personnel only. friend has to stay here.
Yes, we know that.
So, what's new with you today? Don't stay away too long.
Oop.
If you want help, I'm here. Sounds good? Lead on.
And you.
Is there something I can help you with? All right.
Okay, guys. Sarah's gonna hate me more if I start working with him. But for the good, that's justifying the means. That's always justifying the means. I mean, I've been used. I was just used, right? Who am I supposed to talk to? Oh, over here. I just don't know what to do. Well, you were right. It was your father. And he's got a lot of good points. But I don't know if he's worth it.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Aciles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Cool.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
Vae Victis confessed he organized the attacks from his cell. It was a man named Dr. Actually, I'm still gathering some intel. Let me get back to you now. He did confess. He organized the attacks from his cell. But that's not what she asked. She asked about the Lazarus plant. So here again, the answers in this dialogue tree don't fit our dialogue. No. Because what I would say was, because she asked about the Lazarus plant. Yes, he knew about the Lazarus plant, and he wanted to keep it out of everyone's hands, so he did bomb Ladinian for that reason. And that is what he confessed to, yes. She didn't ask me about the attacks.
I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it?
He said he was trying to fix the damage done to the Shannon name, make you and him into heroes. It's not worth it recounting the man's sick mind. Yeah, he was trying to fix the damage.
It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything did more harm to the Sanan name than him.
So you're telling us that the attack on New Atlantis was Vae Victis' responsibility, just like the dooming of Londinian? Oh, that's insane. All that just to help restore the family name. How did he ever think that was going to work?
Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again.
He deserves punishment. He asked Willie about his involvement in the attack, says to consider the lives he's helped save. What do you think the cabinet will do to him?
My hope would be that whatever connections he's got to the outside world disappear. Make sure his future schemes and machinations stay in his cell with him. But honestly, I'm not sure. He's in a unique position and has done a special kind of harm to the colonies.
He asked we leave out his involvement.
I'm sure he did. But he killed dozens of people, and I'm not about to let him get away with something like that. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do but head in and see what the cabinet thinks of it all. Unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the terramorphs.
Nothing else? Which method of dealing with the terramorphs are you two leaning towards? Yeah.
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
But I don't trust
The cabinet can
microbes.
secure the Lazarus plant. And then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
No, they're
I do
microbes.
know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0.
That's right.
So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in, see if they have a preference.
So both approaches to clearing out our worlds are effective against heat leeches?
They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
And the Aseles seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than morphs.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch 'em. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti.
What kind of risks are there if we decide to bring back the Achilles?
Aseles aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could get ugly. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of introducing them to new worlds is minimal. Using them to clean up the terramorphs and leeches, though, it's not going to be nearly as expedient as the microbe would be. Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Aseles, we're at least dealing with known risks.
What do you think the cabinet will do when they learn about Vae Victis' involvement in the attacks?
It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But killing UC citizens, along with everything else he's done, is unforgivable. But if you're really that concerned, you could request they be lenient. They might be willing to spare him.
Well, they're underhanded. They'll keep him because he helps them. Nothing else on my mind. Let's head in there.
And here we go.
Address the cabinet. Yeah, he used me. Which isn't nice. You guys coming with me? Oh, I don't know, they didn't show up here. For some reason.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
That's correct, ma'am. It was a deliberate attack, yes, but don't you worry, we found the culprit. Is that second report from who I think it's from?
This report comes from a particularly confidential source both you and I are familiar with, yes. Among the reasons its findings are so alarming. Now, is it true? Was the attack on New Atlantis planned?
Yes, it was. It was a deliberate attack.
My God.
An attack? Using terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
Orlays?
That report isn't the whole truth. Orlays helped, but Vae Victis organized the attacks. I'm sorry, I need a moment to verify something. Yeah, it's not the whole truth. Vae Victis organized the attacks.
It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use terramorphs as weapons.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was going to end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sinon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
I should have made a recording.
It just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this, and said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Yeah, I think
Officer,
he is.
please collect that recording.
Oh, you're gonna
Yes,
hide it,
ma'am.
aren't you?
Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vae Victis sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately.
Good. The world would be better without Vae Victis in it. Whatever the cabinet thinks is the right course of action, ma'am, I would request his life be spared. He did help us against the terramorphs, after all. What's going to happen to him?
That will be up to the cabinet to decide. But I don't appreciate our mercy being taken advantage of.
Can you ensure he has no more outside contacts? He used UC functionaries to get his messages out.
That's truly disconcerting to hear. But cutting off Vae Victis' contact with the outside world is likely to be just the beginning of his punishment.
Well, I would request his life be spared. He did help us against the terramorphs, after all. And he did. I mean, he had good intentions at the beginning. But then all his years in solitary confinement, I think, warped him very much.
I'm not sure I see why someone with UC blood on their hands would merit leniency. But I will note your request when the decision is made. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the 3 of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
But still, it doesn't answer who originally came up with the whole concept of the Lazarus plant, the heat leeches turning into terramorphs. And they're not even asking that. Ma'am, I believe the other faction should be involved in securing the Lazarus plant. Securing the plant isn't enough, it should be wiped out. What sorts of measures will the UC be taking to protect the Lazarus plant?
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances,
Why?
and that our troop presence on Londinian is increased.
But that's not solving the problem. Securing the plant isn't enough. It should be wiped out.
We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another.
Hard for anyone to commit new attacks with the plant if we erase any trace of it. Destroying it and asking the Free Star Collective to help proves the UC has no ill intentions. I'm shocked you don't want to destroy it. Is the UC planning to keep this for themselves?
I'm not sure I like what you're suggesting. The UC's only plan is to protect lives.
Not really.
Though, I won't discount that perhaps your proposal could get us closer to that goal. So, explain to me your thinking in destroying the plant.
Destroying it and asking the Freestar Collective to help proves the UC has no ill intentions.
Yes, absolutely. The UC has to be as transparent as possible from now on. Otherwise, we could be risking a second colony war.
Yep.
That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like this occurring again, and further relations between our two factions.
2 birds with a single stone. Very well. We'll include the collective in the removal process. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
I agree.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps. The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
None of these people are looking us in the eyes. Did you notice that? Everyone in the cabinet are all looking down, or like her. She's looking off to the side, anywhere but at me. Deploying the sea lease is the safest route. That is my boat. Terramorphs have caused enough damage. They need to be wiped out quickly with the microbe. Do you need to do anything? Shouldn't destroying the Lazarus plant be sufficient? Yeah.
I believe we have a responsibility to do something, yes. Heavens forbid, years from now, someone reopens the Pandora's box that Vae Victis discovered. It falls to us to enact every measure required to ensure that day never comes.
See, she even admitted he discovered it, the Pandora's box. He didn't. Oh, the way she said it was, she admits he found it by accident. He was not the person who created the whole Pandora box. He just found the Pandora box and opened it. Well, deploying the Achilles is the safest route. That's my boat. I'm
in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Yep.
Here's hoping they'll be kept on a short leash.
Oh.
That, madam, is most certainly the plan.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day 1 for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you 3 the founding members of the TMD.
TMD.
Despite all your checkered histories with the Xeno Warfare Unit or SysDef, the Cabinet still believes you all earned a display of gratitude for what you've done. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
So long as I'm getting paid, I'm happy. What's a Class 1 citizen? Yeah.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive.
Well, thank you, Madam President.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
So, Sarah disliked what we did, she liked what we did, then she disliked what we did. Okay. So, new special Xeno brand available. Congratulations, Corinne. Due to your great service as the UC Vanguard and help stop an existential terramorph crisis, the UC division would like to give you an Achilles of your own. Bronchosaurus? You can find Bronchosaurus and special Xeno friends in your Xeno box. Oh, okay. So we're done here. So I need to go talk to Thule, right? Commander Thule. Wow. Alrighty. So we got this Terramorph one done. Was long overdue. So I'm going to go ahead and close down this episode. I love that outfit she's got on. I kind of match with Ezekiel over here. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Sahara out.